one knows why I have diabetes, and no one knows why anyone has diabetes. It's just why your pancreas stops working. It won't even, I don't think, be for a century until we can find it out. Maybe not 2 centuries? You never know when we're going to find it out, because it's always a hidden secret.
Okay. So Fisher is a healthy young man who can do everything else a young man his age can do. He can play, run, jump, swim. Sometimes he just needs to check his blood sugar before he does it or after he does it. He can eat almost anything as long as he is thinking about what it is and taking his insulin for it. So there's nothing that is absolutely off limits.
What the difference is between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. So type 2 diabetes, which is the majority of the cases, is a disease that is often affected by lifestyle choices. So food, exercise, weight, and those things actually have no impact on type 1 diabetes, which is only 5% of diabetes cases in the world. And it's very different because type 1 diabetes essentially is just your pancreas stops producing insulin. They're not exactly sure why, but nothing about food, exercise, weight, anything can impact that. So he can eat whatever he wants to. We just have to pretend that we are the pancreas and provide insulin for it, just like the pancreas normally would if it were working properly. So
lots of things can impact my blood sugar, even taking a hot shower. I can eat anything. I just have to do this tiny little simple process before it. Now I will show you this simple little process. Step 1. Clean my finger. Step 2. Prime it. Step 3. Prick the finger. Step 4. Get blood out. Step 5. Slide it in the meter. Step 5. Get the blood in the meter. Step 6. Clean all the extra blood off. Then you will see the number in the meter.
We are going to talk about counting carbs. This is what we care about, carbs when Fisher eats. Not calories, not fat, not anything else but carbs. So when he eats carbs, we need to just count up what it is per serving that he eats. Now sometimes you're going to have things like this cantaloupe that doesn't tell you how many carbs, and you have to Google it. So we have Go-Gurt here, and this on the label says it's 13 carbs. So 13 carbs. Cheese doesn't have any carbs, so it doesn't even matter how much you eat for that. But what we do is we add up the carbs. So this is about 25 carbs that he's eating. Well, he gets 1 unit of insulin for every 25 carbs he eats. So 1 unit of insulin for this. If his lunch is 50, he gets 2. If his lunch is 65, he gets 2.5. You may have to round up by a carb or 2, and that's okay. But that is what we do to act like a pancreas. We put insulin, enough insulin in his body to counter the food that he eats.
So sometimes, no matter what you do, his blood sugar is still not correct. And correct, our goal is between 100 and 200. It's going to go below that, it's going to go above that, but we're going to be treating to try and keep it between 100 and 200. You may have to give 1/2 of unit per 50 points over the goal. So if it's 250, you may give him an extra 1/2 of unit. If it's 300, you may give him an extra unit.
All over the arm. Then you will take the needle, push the needle by pinching up the skin, but not too much. You will put it in, and then the button that we have primed it with, you will push. That will release the insulin into my skin. Hold it for 5 seconds in my skin, just to make sure all the insulin has entered.
People want to know, what does this mean? Well, there's two things. One, if his blood sugar is high for long periods of time, weeks, months, years, it impacts his energy level. That's what put him in the hospital the first time, when his blood sugar was high. Also, years and years of not taking care of that is what causes damage to different organs. But it's not if it happens one time. We try to keep it in the range 80% of the time. It's impossible to do that 100% of the time. He will have highs, but we will manage those. The second is if he has lows. Lows are more of the immediate danger. He has instant fatigue when he has lows. He's really good at knowing when they're coming on, and you have to listen to him and treat them pretty quickly, because fatigue, when it's not taken care of, could go and continue and just cause unconsciousness in worst case scenario. He has never had that, but he has had really low fatigue, and the difference of 5 minutes of feeding him can make a difference. So when he says he's hungry, like all other kids, it's a little bit different, because he really does need to eat, because it will impact his energy level and ultimately his overall health.
Step 1. Clean the arm, just as you would do with the pin. Now the syringe is a little bit different. You hold it in, and then I'll show you the rest. You hold it in, you put it in, you push the button, and then take it right out. Unlike the pin, you don't hold it for 5 seconds, and you don't just boom. You have to.
And what?
We have some added things to make his life easier with diabetes. One is a glucose monitor inserted into his arm. It connects to a little sensor that will tell you what his current read of his blood sugar is and whether it's going up or it's going down. You'll see in this picture in the upper right hand corner a red circle with the X through it. That means that the sensor's too far away from him and can't read. And in this picture, you'll see that he was at 185 and it shows a little graph. This is helpful because it lets you know if it's going up, if it's going down. It also checks it every 5 minutes. This is just an added piece to help you read his diabetes. Also, this connects to an app on Tiffany's phone so that she can monitor it wherever she is. If for some reason the sensor comes out, no big deal. Just simply put it to the side and we'll take care of it when we pick him up. This has happened before, not a big deal. This is glucagon. This is nothing to joke about. Highly unlikely you're ever going to use this. This is if Fisher was about to pass out, okay? People go their whole lives, never use this. This is emergency. You would have already called 911, and this is what you would be doing while 911 is coming, okay? Not going to need it, but we need to put it in the video. Okay, so simply open this little red case up. You'll see that there's a needle and a vial of dry medicine. You'll take the needle and insert it in the vial of medicine and then kind of swish it. Don't shake it up, it'll make it foam funny. And then simply use the syringe to pull the medicine back out, and then in his stomach or in his buttocks or in his arm, you would put all of that medicine into his arm. Highly unlikely you will ever need this. We are never going to need this. But if we did, that is what you would treat him with, but you would have already called 911 in the process.
Thank you so much for keeping Fisher this summer, being a part of our family and our summer plans. It means a lot, and we know this is a lot of information to take in, but we wouldn't leave him with you if we knew that it wasn't manageable and you guys would do really well with it. We know you will, and we're only a phone call or a text away if you have any questions or need anything.
Yes, so much in this video is just kind of how to do it right. You just have to keep him alive until we get back. So just fast forward to all those other parts.
And we don't always do it right.
No, we have messed up quite a lot. The biggest thing is just making sure that he feels and knows that he is normal. Diabetes doesn't keep him from anything. And just love on him and enjoy the time that you have with him on his visit. And do your best and keep in touch with us. Love you guys.
Thank you.